Good morning and welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you liked that little intro there that I created yesterday. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial with me, your host, Jake Cox, and today we're doing the West Ham versus Burnley preview. Couple of comments to go through first. Hi, Dalek, W&P. Good morning. Danny talks stuff. Make sure you go and subscribe to that channel. Who's Phil, who's coming on, does some bits for him over there. But it's West Ham versus Burnley. I believe it is at the London Stadium. 3 p.m. kickoff. Our first 3 p.m. kickoff since before lockdown. So that's yeah. So without further ado, let's bring our guest on. We've got firstly Jack, who's a Burnley fan. Jack, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Not a problem.
And Phil, who is a West Ham fan, who's come on the previous before. Phil, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Jake. Yourself?
Yeah, as confident as I can be as a West Ham fan. So, Jack, are you confident as a Burnley fan going into it this afternoon?
Yeah, I think I always get more confident on game day. So, yeah, hopefully a 3 points for us and we can get the strikers scoring again.
Yeah, I think, and we'll come on to your back line and strikers in a sec. But Phil, are you confident?
Yeah, quietly confident. As long as we just go for an attacking formation, and then I think we can do them. But I'm not expecting like 5-0 or anything like that because I know how strong they are in defence. So yeah. I was looking through like your last recent results. Whether you won or lost, it's always like a 1-0.
Yeah.
So especially there's quite strong defensively against Man United the other day as well. So
yeah, we've been like that against a few big teams, Spurs as well. Daesh just like to keep it quiet, so I wouldn't be surprised if it'd be 1-0 either way. To be fair.
Yeah.
Last time out for Burnley, as you said, Phil, it was a 1-0 loss. I think, were you unlucky there? Do you think, Jack?
First half, we looked more like our usual selves. We was like you were saying, we was on the attacking foot. We was, not just letting them bring the game onto us. Second half, we just sat so deep, and I just before the goal went in, I just said this is coming. So, yeah, I mean, United went top of the league. They was always going to come out and try and, they needed to get 3 points to push them top of the league. So it's definitely a hard game to play. But no, I wasn't too disappointed with a 1-0 defeat.
Yeah, well, Man United, as you said, top of the league. Yeah, you can't really complain with that. Phil, our last time out against Stockport, we left it late, didn't we? And do you think that's going to give us confidence? Do you think going into there, just a bit of a vibe? You see, I saw some pictures on the West Ham Instagram yesterday. We look like we're in good spirits. Winston Reid's back. That will please Anton. Yeah. Will it give us confidence, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think what we got to take from that last game against Stockport, it was just it's just an FA Cup game. Obviously, we were going to have a more strongest team going out, so it was not worth really risking anybody getting injured if they're going to be playing 100% in that game because of the conditions of that pitch.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to see Winston Reid back. It's a nice little morale boost for the players who've been there a long time. Obviously, they've known him for many years now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I doubt he'll go straight back into the first team. I think
he could make the bench because we've got. I don't know if Boleyn is still out with COVID. I think
he has.
Yeah, I think if so, I think he will make the bench. But it's just a bit of a morale booster. Kent, good morning. As I said, our first 3 p.m. kickoff since Southampton at home last season. Burnley haven't scored in the last 15 minutes this season till 1-1, 2-1 to us. We must be prepared for a physical battle. I think, Jack, coming back to you. Oh, just take that off. You've got a solid backline, as we said before we came on air, with Tarkowski and me. It's going to be hard to break down. And I think from the West Ham perspective, it's kind of a like-for-like team, a very physical team going up against a very physical team. Do you think that kind of we're the same kind of size, and how important are me and Tarkowski to your side?
Yeah, I think to an extent we are quite similar. But yeah, Ben Mee more so is just so important to that defence. We had a shaky start to the season, and I think you can put that just down to not having that back four. that we usually line up with. So I think it's fair to say that now we've got the players back, we're looking more like ourselves. Dyche notoriously will happily go in at half time as a 0-0 and just hope to get the one goal to sort of tick us over. So yeah, I expect it to be quite a close game. Like you said, physical with our two big strikers as well. So yeah, it'd be an interesting battle.
Yeah. Do you think that Chris Wood will start, Phil? We know as West Ham fans, Chris Wood always scores against us. Do you think he'll start?
I'm assuming he's all fully fit and has been playing a lot, if that's right, Jack.
Yeah, he started pretty much every game this season. He's fit. He's not exactly firing, but it's got to change at some point. He's been getting a lot of stick from Burnley fans. A lot of fans want to see him dropped, but he's got a good record against you. So
yeah, exactly. That's the thing with when someone ain't scored for a long time, West Ham comes along. They always score against us. That's just how it is.
It's the West Ham way. So Phil, the big kind of decision that Moyes has got to make, and it's up top, Antonio or De Becco. Now, my opinion is, for me, I know it's going to be controversial and not many people agree, but I think just looking Antonio, if he gets injured, or De Becco's got to play anyway because we haven't got anyone else in at the moment. I just think he wasn't at the races against Stockport at all. He was invisible. Would you start Antonio or Odebeko? For me, it's Odebeko. If it goes all downhill and he's awful in the first half, fair enough, play Antonio in the second half. But who would you go for, Antonio or Odebeko, Phil?
I'll still start with Antonio because if he was a bit invisible in that Stockport game, I'm sure he's worked really hard over the rest of this week in training. And like I say, Odebeko's only a kid and it'd be chucking him in the deep end. As good as he's been doing in the under-23s, I'll still start with Antonio. And if he is playing poor, then chuck Odebeko in, get a bit of first-team experience. But yeah, that's all I can say really.
Yeah.
Either way, Odebeko may as well come on, even if Antonio gets injured again, which we don't want.
Jack, who should we fear as West Ham? Who do you think is going to be the big player for us that's going to cause us problems, do you think?
Josh Brownhill's had a good start to the season in centre midfield. He's one that you were linked with, I think, but chose to come to us. He can make it tick, so if he's on form, then he's one to look out for. Dwight McNeil, he's missed a couple of games through injury, last two. But if he's back in, that'll be... He goes down and operates on the left side, so he gets balls into the box. Runs at defenders, so he can create a bit of trouble. And like you said, probably Wood and Barnes are a handful up front, both not in the best of form. So if it is to change somewhere, hopefully it's today.
Yeah, definitely. I think. So Neil's T. I think this game has 0-0 written all over it, or maybe 1-0 either way. Yeah, and that's going to show in my prediction in a minute. I think there's not going to be that many goals in it. And Danny talk stuff. I'm definitely not one for the neutrals unless you value tackles over goals.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Dan.
Ken, I'd seriously consider playing a false 9. If it was me, Ben Rama, maybe, then you're not playing into Burnley's hands. Phil, I kind of agree with that. I think for me, up top, I'd go with Antonio or Odebeko up top. I think we're going to go Bowen on the right, Fornals on the left, and then Ben Rama in the false number 9. Do you think that's the way to go, Phil?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah, well, he could change it out, but the one thing we did learn from Stockport is Yarmolenko isn't a starter anymore, is he?
Nah, I think you'll see slowly, one by one, Moisey's going to get rid of all the Pellegrini signings. Obviously, Heller, he's gone now. Less said about him. I think by the summer time, for sure, Yarmolenko will be out the door. You can tell he's hardly ever getting game time. So he'll be out, and Anderson will be out as well. So I think we've probably seen the last of Yarmolenko now in that first team.
Yeah, I think that I think he won't start anymore, and I think perhaps 20 minutes if we need him. Perhaps I think Neil yet again has said I would start Antonio then bring Odebeko on in the second half, yeah, that could be the better option. Thinking back on it, really, and would be great if Odebeko gets the winner. Yeah. Only Pellegrini's good signing was Fornals. Yeah.
And
Fornals,
Fab.
yeah, Fab. Yeah, don't forget Fab. Yeah. So Jack, coming back to you then. Where do you think this game's going to be won or lost? Do you think?
I think it'll be a quiet first half. I think it'll probably be early in the second half. It'll just see who comes out. The stumbling block's better in the second half. We're saying all this, it's probably going to end up being like a 5-goal thriller or something. But yeah, I think it'll be a second half. 1 or 2 goals in it. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember pre-Sean Dyche back in 2010, we won 5-3 against Burnley.
Yeah, that was Eddie Howe all over. We could score goals, but we just leaked goals as well.
Yeah, that's it. I remember we was 5-0 up, and then you came back and scored 3 goals, and I was a bit peed off about that. Took away the fun of being 5-0 up.
Definitely. So Phil, who do you think that Burnley should fear from the West Ham side? I think I had in the intro bit Souček there and Wood. I think if I put the right one up, who should Burnley fear?
Yeah, Souček or Igbona, really. Like I say, as always, we're really good at the set pieces, and they're a handful. I know all the Burnley mob are a handful as well, but I think we'll get the one over on them.
Yeah, I think it could be the battle of the set pieces. It's whoever's physical man gets on the end of it. Really, I think. Kent has said I don't think Fab was a Pellegrini signing. I think he would. Less talked about Roberto, the better from a Burnley perspective in a Burnley game. But let's get.
Oh God, yeah.
But we won't talk about that. So let's get on to some predictions then. Jack, we'll start with you. What's your prediction for this afternoon's game?
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go 1-0 Chris Wood.
I could see that. Chris Wood, he always scores against us. Yeah, I've gone for 1-0 West Ham. I'm going. Who shall I go for? I'll go on Bowen. He never gets a goal. Bowen. Outside the box. Could be. Phil, what's your prediction?
Well, it's 3 1-0s. I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory for us, and I will go for Antonio because he ain't scored in a while either.
Yeah. So we've gone for a trio of 1-0s. You guys get your predictions in the comments below. But thank you very much. Is there any last thoughts from any of you guys for this afternoon's game?
No, it'd be good to see a 3 o'clock kickoff for a change.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. As I think of what's this here? Roberto did liven the games up. Oh dear, I was not impressed with that. No. Jack, just coming to you finally. I think it's going to be battle of the set pieces. Do you think that you've got the edge in the set pieces? I think definitely your goalkeeper as well, Nick Pope, could be very vital if he can put some quality saves in as well. He could stop us.
Yeah, I think we don't waste many set pieces attackingly, and I think, like you said, with Pope, he just come out, commands his box, and he just claim a lot of crosses. So yeah, I'd like to think we have the edge because I think we've sort of tidy at both ends. We don't score that many goals this season anyway. Never mind that many from open play. So we do like a good set piece. So yeah, I'd like to think we have the edge on that one.
Yeah. We're going into a confident Phil. Let's hope that we come out of it confident. Yeah, I could see that 4 nows to miss 2 sitters, more like 3, I think, now. But Jack and Philip, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Jack, I do a Thursday night show on this channel called A Big Talk About Football. Is there any chance you could come back on a Thursday night to talk Burnley?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, thank you. That would be very much appreciated. Just a couple more comments here. Kent's rolling back the years. In 2010, Brian Laws was Burnley manager for the 5-3 1 home game against. They won the away game. Yeah. Benny McCarthy was brilliant. Yeah, but I was 3 years old, so I'll take your word for that. I'll take your word for that. Phil, Jack, thank you very much for joining me tonight. And Jack, good luck to you after 5 o'clock tonight. And Phil, thanks for joining me again.
Thank you. Pleasure as always.
Cheers, guys. So yeah, that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. As you can see, we hit 500 subscribers yesterday. Thank you guys very, very much. 510 we're up to. So as you can see, hashtag road to 1K. So that is it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to, and I will see you very, very soon. I will see you, in fact, for another 2 videos today. I'll have a review at about 5:30, quarter past 5 for the Burnley game tonight, and then I'll be back with a little extra show at 7 o'clock tonight. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching me, and come on, you irons, and I'll see you very, very soon. Goodbye.